and I've forgotten how to do the simple things like push the speak button. And the other committee member is Ryan Klumpner, and he is also a member of the Audit Committee and a member of the Board of Housing Development Partners. So we are meeting in person this morning with committee members and staff in attendance, and the meeting is open to the public. Video of today's meeting is also being streamed live online. The link to watch today's meeting is on HDP's website at www.hdpartners.org. It doesn't have an extensive and exciting menu of programs on there, but you feel free to tune in anytime you want. Members of the public who wish to provide comments to the committee will need to complete a speaker slip somewhere over there where Scott is, and in the boardroom, and submit it to our Vice President of Communications, Scott, who is standing at the side of the boardroom. To speak in favor of any item on today's agenda, please submit the gold-colored form. To speak in opposition to any agenda item, please submit the pink-colored form. And those who wish to address the committee about a topic that is not on the agenda should fill out a white speaker request form. I always want to make a weird comment about that. Members of the public will have 3 minutes each to provide their comments about agenda items or non-agenda public comments. However, if a large number of people wish to provide non-agenda public comments or speak on a single agenda item, comments will be limited to 1 minute each. Collective testimony by those who support or oppose an item shall be limited to no more than 15 minutes total per side. When I call your name, please step to the podium, state your name for the record, and begin making your comments. Non-agenda public comments. Now is the time for non-agenda public comments. No one has submitted a speaker slip for that. Now is the time for committee member comments. Ryan, do you have any?
I do not.
And neither do I. Discussion agenda. We have one item on our agenda today. Item 100. Agenda item 100 is the approval of HDP's 2023 consolidated financial statements. I'm going to take issue with that just a little bit, in that we are the audit committee. You can go ahead and read it, because you're going to be the primary speaker here. But we don't have the authority, the two of us, to do an approval of the financial statements at this time. We have the authority to receive and accept your submittal on behalf of the whole board. Okay? I just want to clarify that. We will take public comments after the staff presentation. Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer Suket Dayal will introduce this item. Suket, you may begin when you're ready.
Good morning, and thank you. Duly noted, and we will make sure at the next board meeting we'll have that as an item, or definitely as an information item, to confirm that this was accepted by the audit committee. So we'll definitely make sure that statement is made at the next board meeting. So good morning, I'm Suket Dayal, Chief Financial Officer. I'm here with Julie Conserva, Vice President of Real Estate Finance. This is the presentation of HDP's consolidated financial statements for the year ending in December 2023. We'll go through a quick introduction and then followed with an audit timeline, and then Julie will present our consolidated financial statements. So the audit period is January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. The audit received an unmodified or clean opinion. The consolidation reporting entity includes the 23 entities that are listed here. This is a comprehensive timeline for the audit and tax return process. As we wrap this audit up, we'll get a couple months of breathing space and then start up again in September with the interim or mid-year audits. In January, the year-end audits and tax returns for the lower tier partnerships commence, beginning with tax credit and regulatory partnerships. In May, the upper tier entity audits tax returns, annual distributions are completed. We then work on a consolidated reporting entity of Housing Development Partners, which consolidates all the entities under our control, eliminating any intra-entry transactions, and this is being brought to the Audit Committee for final. Julie will now share the financials.
Good morning. This is a summary of the financial results. Total revenues were $22.1 million, total expenses $21.9 million, total capital assets of $129 million, total assets of $169.1 million. The total entities consolidated remained stable at 23, and total units consolidated stable as well at 1719. Next slide, thank you. Of the $169 million in assets, 76% are capital assets at $129 million, and 17% are cash and investments at $28 million. The remaining 7% makes up the rest of the asset class, which includes accounts receivable, restricted reserves and deposits, and prepaid ground leases. Liabilities and net assets of $169 million were 64% notes payable and 24% unrestricted net assets. Thank you. So this slide reflects the change in assets, liabilities, and net assets from 22 to 23. Assets approximated 22 levels. Liabilities decreased by $1 million due to ongoing pay down of principal on permanent debt, with a corresponding decrease in net assets of the same amount due to increases in net income. And this shows net income before non-cash depreciation and amortization of $5.5 million, and the net income after non-cash activities is $0.1 million. And this slide depicts year-over-year changes in revenue expenses. Revenues increased by $3.2 million, which was a 17% increase compared to 22. Expenses increased by $500,000, which was a 2% increase. And that concludes our presentation. Happy to answer any questions.
I really don't have any about the reports. Thank you. I'm still on vacation time. Anyhow, I really don't have any questions about the report as presented. Scott was nice enough to send it to me, and I had time to actually look through it while I was gone. What, if anything, do you think might contribute to any significant changes in the coming year?
So any kind of an acquisition, a new acquisition, of course, would be the biggest factor that contributes to a significant change. As we saw in one of the previous slides, buy down of debt always does change our net assets at the end of the year. But other than that, we do not forecasting any anticipated surprises in the coming year.
Okay.
Since you brought up acquisitions, it is nice to see that our revenue increased 17% and our expenses 2%. And as a public entity with a public mission, I think that does sort of raise the question about what the purpose of that accumulation of resources would be. Is that sort of what our long-term thinking is here, that we are in a position to, when possible, make acquisitions?
So this will be more a decision of the board and guidance from the board, and we will have a discussion at the next board meeting. But yes, that is a fair assumption that with an accumulation, it is a potential that we go for an acquisition.
So
we're always seeking acquisitions.
I guess for the scope of the conversations, let me reword it. These financials would suggest that we are in a position or working towards a position where that would be something that we could consider.
That is correct.
And then similarly, the 17. I'm sorry. Could you pull up the pie chart again? It is also 17%. Yeah, the 17% cash and investments. Is that in line with best practices for an organization of our type? And what are those? What do those look like?
Yeah, I can answer that. So a lot of that is in investments. The cash that is held in the corporate entity, which is HDP itself, is in investments, but a lot of those are spread out between the multiple entities. So it's, 500,000 here, and if it is a significant amount of cash, then we do put it in an investment vehicle. But a lot of it is cash held with the property, which isn't. We don't have the majority equity ownership in those entities, but they are part of our consolidated entity. So yes, we didn't long.
I see, yes, okay. I appreciate you breaking down how that actually works. That makes much more sense now, yeah.
Yeah, so the corporate entity, which is where the cash would come from for an acquisition, definitely we do invest any available cash.
But we don't have $28 million sitting
No.
in one
No.
bucket, got it,
Yes.
okay.
And you're good at this point. Well,
Like a motion?
I'd like a motion.
So moved.
Would that be a motion to accept this for,
It would be a motion.
on behalf
Yes.
of the, okay.
We do have a presentation by our partners, Cone Resnick, if you want to make the motion after.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that, thank you.
Appreciate it.
We
Like to
always
introduce-
enjoy them.
Yeah, Cone Resnick team, Amadou Bokar.
Auditors are in the audit committee.
Yeah.
I was hoping for the.
Don't just believe us. Yeah, we got proof behind us. So,
No.
like to introduce our auditors from the Cone Resnick team, Amadou Bokar, partner, and Jackie Tang, senior audit manager, and they have a short presentation. Thank you.
We didn't mean to kind of shortchange you.
It's okay.
No, that's actually good, thank you. So we did see that, so we appreciate that you gave us the opportunity. I mean, my name is Amadou Bokar, I'm partner for the HDP engagement with Conrad Nick, and Jackie is the engagement senior manager. So we did the audit, it went through, and I think Jackie will summarize the result of the audit. And basically our presentation will be short, and we'll be here just if you have any questions for us.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. Jackie Tang from Cone Resnick. We're just going to echo the points that Suket's kind of done here. Overall, here's our audit results for HDP for the year in 2023. This is an unmodified, clean opinion. This includes all that 23 entities, right? They all issue standard reports to. A couple items to note: no material weakness, no significant deficiencies over financial controls. We didn't make an audit adjustment, so clean books all around from the management team. Quick turnaround from us as well, so that kind of helps the timeline. And then probably the second bullet point here, we always say this is job security. There's always some type of accounting principles rolling out every year. This particular year, there's an adoption of topic 326. There's a measurement of credit losses. Effectively, this is forward-looking guidance for credit or accounts receivables on your balance sheet. At the end of the day, through the adoption process, working with the management team and us on a technical perspective, there was no material impact. So if you're looking at the financial statements for prior year and this current year, you're comparing apples to apples. Just want to highlight that point here. And then just to conclude, once again, very happy to work with the organization. Management's been fantastic. We're here for any questions that you may have.
I really don't have any questions at this time. You know, when I opened up the computer and the first words I saw were unmodified opinion,
Yeah.
I was pretty happy.
Yeah. You actually had a great day. CrowdStrike released a lot of info today, so you were able to open your computer. So
Yeah.
we started the day. Yeah. It's on Maui time, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe in 3 hours we have a separate
Well,
conversation.
I don't know. I turned on the morning news, and the first report they had was the airport is shutting down because the planes are being reconfigured and everything else. And I'm going, okay. Then they said, and a lot of information is gone, type of thing. And I'm going, no, I've got things.
Yeah. Check your wallet. I get it.
But there's nothing in the wallet anyhow. All right. Brian, do you have anything? Okay. We thank you very, very much.
Awesome. Hey, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And so I think this is the time I ask if there's any additional business to do at this time. And hearing none, I'll take a motion to.
Did you actually vote on the motion?
No.
We didn't.
We didn't.
Was that what you were going to tell me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we're not casual. Anyhow, at this moment, we'll call the vote on the motion, which was to accept the audit report on behalf of the board with our recommendation to the board for approval on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion passed 2-0 on that. Thank you.
Good morning, committee. I wanted to mention the minutes from the last committee meeting were added to the agenda after the materials were provided to you, and that did not get added to the notes for the meeting, so I just wanted to make sure you had that as something you could take action on.
And should we vote to approve those, or?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Well,
Move to.
yeah, it's just the minutes, so that's okay. If there were anything else, that wouldn't have been adequate notice, but I go ahead and move to approve.
Okay.
I move to approve the minutes from the September 15th, 2023.
And I second that motion. On that. So I'll call the motion. Oh, no, I'll open it up. Any discussion? Now I'll call the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. The minutes have been approved for acceptance unanimously. Thank you. We're there. Okay, so now I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, so there's been a motion to adjourn. I'm going to second that motion. And what we're adjourning is the meeting today that I didn't call attention to the time that we started, but that was at 8:06, pardon me. And then we're motioning to adjourn the meeting at approximately 8:22, based on the clock there. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.